everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailySheeple.com, and this is your news shot. I'm going to go to Motherboard. That's a Vice publication. They say a giant mysterious hole has opened up in Antarctica. Okay, it's Freaky Friday. Let's put our tinfoil hats on for a second, shall we? Now, recently they discovered these giant pyramids down in Antarctica, followed by a lot of high-level government I hate to call them dignitaries because there's no dignity in these people. But anyway, like former Secretary of State John Kerry made his way to Antarctica to see these things. Well, now, folks, a giant mysterious hole has opened up in Antarctica, and they don't know why. We have no idea why this is happening. While everybody's focused on, the Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, and the antics that's going on there. You got a hole opening up in Antarctica. This is great. Wonderful. It says here, a hole as large as Lake Superior or the state of Maine has opened up in Antarctica, and scientists aren't sure why it's even there. The giant mysterious hole is quite remarkable, they say. Kent Moore, a physicist at the University of Toronto, said over the phone, quote, "It looks like you just punched a hole in the ice." Maybe it could be like a meteor or something. I'm just saying, I don't know. Areas of open water surrounded by sea ice, such as this one, the one mysterious state of Maine hole that just appeared, are known as polynaise. They form in coastal regions of Antarctica. And what's strange here, though, is that this Polynia is deep in the ice pack and must have been formed through other processes that aren't understood. Yes, probably, or like a meteor or something. Could be. I'm just saying. He says this is hundreds of kilometers from the ice edge. He said if we didn't have a satellite, we wouldn't even know it's there. Now, Polynia was observed in the same location in Antarctica's Weddell Sea in the 1970s, according to Moore, who's been working with the Southern Ocean Carbon and Climate Observations and Modeling Group based at Princeton University to analyze what's going on. Yes, because in the end, it's probably all going to be global warming is doing this. Blah. Back then, scientists' observation tools weren't nearly as good, so the hole remained largely unstudied. Then it went away for 4 decades until last year when it reopened for a few weeks. Now it's back again. Now, Moore says this is the second year in a row that it's opened up after 40 years of not being there. Must be cow farts. That's what it is. Yes. We're still trying to figure out what's going on. Now, it's tempting to blame this strange hole on climate change, right? Which is reshaping much of the world, including Antarctica, so Motherboard says. But Moore says that it's really a premature thing. You can't really say that it's global warming. Scientists can say, certainly, though, that the hole will have a wider impact on the oceans. This is what he says, quote, "Once the sea ice melts back, you have this huge temperature contrast between the ocean and the atmosphere," Moore explained. It can start driving, I should say, convection. Denser, colder water sinks to the bottom of the ocean while warmer water comes to the surface, which can keep the Polynia open once it starts. Now, using observations from satellites and deep-sea robots, Moore and his collaborators are working on an as-yet unpublished research that aims to answer some of these questions. Now, he says, quote, "Compared to 40 years ago, the amount of data we have is amazing. One thing that we do know is that Antarctica is undergoing some massive changes right now. Things are happening down in Antarctica that we are not being told or explained. And as a result, these may come as a surprise. This could be an entirely cyclical thing. I don't know. I doubt it is. But it most certainly is interesting that you have a hole that just pops up inland in Antarctica the size of Maine. It's no different to me than some of these gigantic sinkholes that you see opening up all over the world. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that's causing it? Is it truly just climate change? Or is there multiple factors going into this? When we look at CERN, the particle accelerator on the border of Switzerland and France, and we see what they're doing, they're creating something called strangelets. Strangelets, interestingly enough, collect. Once you create them and they escape CERN, they collect in the core of the planet. And they say enough strangelets together can actually form a black hole in the middle of the planet. They don't disappear. They don't get destroyed. They don't go away. Could they really be starting to suck the planet in? You know, I don't know. Things to think about as we're always pushing the envelope with technology. One of these days, it's going to bite us in the butt. There ain't no doubt about it. I think it was, wasn't it the scientists, Operation Paperclip, that basically said, oh, it's a 50% chance. We press the red button. We test this nuclear device. By God, we're going to light the atmosphere on fire. 50% chance. Let's do it. Good enough odds for me. At some point in time, we're going to pay the piper for all these rolls of the dice. Eventually, my friends, we're going to get snake eyes. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day, everybody.